wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak.
Welcome, gentlemen and ladies, back to another episode of Red Pill Rhino.
Oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement.
Hey, look, I know I've been gone for a few days. Forgive me. I've had a little bit of editor's block, like writer's block, but with editing. I put up a teaser video. I still really want to get that one done. I've put it on the back burner, though. I really want to get it right. I want to make it something worth watching. It was going well, and then it needs some work. Anyway, so let's just wing it today, shall we? Let's have a little bit of fun, not our usual. So, first thing I want to touch on, and this one is interesting, YouTube today, and I'll post the link for you in the video description. Let me open this up. Just read a brief snippet of this. YouTube removed more than 70,000 videos and 9,000 channels related to the Ukraine war. Alright, well, I don't know if I believe Susan, and I don't know if I believe YouTube. If you don't know who Susan is, she owns YouTube. YouTube removed 70,000 videos and 9,000 channels relating to the Ukraine war. The Guardian, that's from The Guardian. Many videos broke its major violent events policy, which prohibits the denial of the invasion. With 90 million users in Russia, YouTube is the largest video sharing site in the country. YouTube has deleted, again, it repeats itself. YouTube has deleted more than 70,000 videos and 9,000 channels related to the war in Ukraine for breaking content guidelines, The Guardian reported on Sunday. Many of the videos broke the platform's major violent events policy, which prohibits creators from denying or trivializing events such as the invasion of Ukraine, the outlet said. We have a major violent events policy, and that applies to things like the denial of major violent events, everything from the Holocaust to Sandy Hook, and of course, yeah. Okay, well, Alex Jones. I have some raw footage on my hard drive from back in the day, which shows some CGI. Here's what this comes down to. Let me just jump right into it. You guys are here for Red Pill content, so I just better be the biggest alpha Chad douche and tell you that this is how you pick up ladies. And you know what? Look, I'm all about Red Pill knowledge, Red Pill content, but I'm not gonna steer you down this alpha Chad road. It's not going to happen on this channel. I'm not going to claim to be I'm the biggest, baddest alpha that ever was. Okay. Guys, if you have to say it, chances are you're not. But let me just go on here. So 70,000 videos. That's a lot. I mean, it's not a huge amount considering what's on YouTube, but it's decent. All right. But 9,000 channels. This is interesting. If I go over to, let's see, let's just go over to Sandman. You guys don't know who Sandman is. You really need to look into him. But I believe he put something on his community post today, or yesterday. It might have been yesterday. Of course, I can't find his channel. Wow. when you're looking for his channel, you can't find it. Unless they deleted him completely. Let me do channel. Sorry, I'm searching at the same time. Normally I would have this pulled up in advance, but I'm winging it tonight. There it is, Sandman. Okay, community. There we go. So, Sandman says, YouTube gave me a strike for reposting part of a video from many months ago that's still up on Undead Chronic's page. Undead Chronic, he kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm probably going to get in his crosshairs eventually because I said something about him. I don't hate him, it just, some of the stuff he says, whatever. Anyway, still up on Undead Chronic's page and is perfectly fine being there and spreading medical misinformation. In the segment, I joke about being taken down for medical misinformation. I guess I was right. YouTube also added a restriction to my channel that others like Hammerhand, which is now banned, hang on, had never seen before. They wouldn't allow me to make any of my previously uploaded videos public or private. The censorship and control keeps escalating. So he's right. I didn't know Hammerhand was banned. Again, if you guys are in the Red Pill community and you don't know these names, you should. So, by all means, go check them out. But here's the thing. So I've got, and I'm not going to post this footage. If you guys are really curious, I can email it to you. But I've got some footage from a certain Boston event a few years ago. And I think it's safe to say that because nobody has a clue what I'm talking about unless you remember news from, gee, what was it, 2014? 2015? It had to have been 2014. Maybe 2013. I don't know. It was a while ago. But there's some CGI that I caught. I picked up my camera. I recorded the TV. I know. It was back then. You got to be a little bit better than that now. I should have found a way to rip videos, which, by the way, if you want to do that, I found a really cool app. If you guys are interested in making videos, but you need content, and you're trying to figure out how to get it on your video, try out the 4K video downloader. It's a free download. Just Google that. Blake over at TerrencePopRedonkulous.com sent that to me. Really good stuff. I think it's like for free. You get 30 videos a month. You can rip right off the internet. And like I said, I'm working on some content right now where I needed that, but I'm not ready to post it. But let me get back to my point. Again, this is a shooting from the hip video, so it's not going to be as coherent or as scripted or as on point. And I'm going to try not to repeat myself because that's what I do. I go back. I circle back. At least when I circle back, I actually do. But, yeah, I have some footage, live footage back then on this computer over here off screen that shows things like blood just right off the screen. I kid you not. There's a person that is supposed to be covered in said blood, and then it just right off the screen it floats, and you look back at the leg and it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. That video got restricted back then. That's when I stopped messing with YouTube. I'm back. Hi. If you didn't notice, I am back. But that's when I kind of stepped away from YouTube because I realized even back then the censorship was coming. I knew. So now we have to use fun words and we have to tiptoe around the subject instead of just talking about it for what it is. We have to use code language. So childish. We're adults. But whatever. You can't talk about anything that doesn't go along with the narrative. That's the thing. I mean, sure, there's a lot of other keywords in there, a little jargon you can't use. Have to use the word grape instead of the word fleminist. Flimminist, you know, stuff like that. But here's the thing. We go back. So we just read Sandman's little thing here. And what stands out, they wouldn't allow me to make any of my previously uploaded videos public or private. The censorship and control keeps escalating. Now that is interesting, because we go back to this article. We have a major violent events policy, and that applies to things like denial of major violent events. So, for example, if you have evidence to the contrary of the narrative that they're painting for you, and you say, hey, what they're saying didn't happen the way they said it happened, or it didn't happen, it was a staged event, they'll ban you like that. Now, it's interesting that they bring up everything from the Holocaust. It's interesting they bring up to Sandy Hook. Do any of you recall the big debacle that happened over the Sandy Hook incident on YouTube that led someone, an individual, I'll name him here, but just type in the comments below if you know before you see me say it on this video. So brownie points to you if you post it in the comments section. The Sandy Hook event caused the mass banning overnight on multiple platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I think it goes way further than that. But those were the big three. He was banned overnight because he pointed out some things in Sandy Hook looked like it might have been not as legitimate as it was portrayed. And then he wound up in a lawsuit over that, which is still pending. He filed for bankruptcy, which isn't going to affect him because he's an S-Corp. So, to any of you that are worried about him disappearing, the name would be Alex Jones. Okay? Just said it. All right, moving on in the article. And, of course, what's happening in Ukraine is a major violent event. YouTube's chief producer, or chief product officer, Neil Mohan, told The Guardian. And so we've used that policy to take unprecedented action. Excuse me if I butcher these articles. I usually do these videos towards the end of the day. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I do a lot of stuff outside of this. So I do have a proficient reading level. It's just at the end of the day, I'm a little, I don't know. I'm working on it. Here's the thing. When we look at this, there is a lot of conflicting information going on with Ukraine. Now, let me point something out that I don't think any YouTuber that I know has pointed out. Well, let's go over to Facebook here. Okay? I'm just opening up my Facebook as a reference point. So, if we look at profile, right? Go to your profile, and then you want to, I don't want to update my profile picture. I want to add a frame. If you want to add a frame, just try this out with me as we're going along here, or pause the video and check it out. You're not allowed to post any frames. Now, if you remember a couple months ago, it was 3 months ago. This is how I found this out. I admin a bunch of groups. I actually run a few groups, and therefore I made a few frames for those groups. And YouTube told me, that's ending. Here's where it gets sketchy, though. I wish I would have screenshotted this. I think I did, and I think it's on the device that's recording right now. Basically, it had to be approved by either Facebook or governmental agencies. But if you scroll down the list here, right at the top, it's going to be Friend of Earth by Climate Science Center. Love the Earth. Climate Science Center. We can do this. I got my COVID booster. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The only frames you're allowed to use now are government approved or Facebook approved, which is government approved. UNICEF, USA, by Facebook. It's a Ukraine flag. Now, I'm getting to that point. The whole thing with Ukraine, you saw a lot of, what is the word I'm looking for? Virtue signaling. You saw everybody post their Ukraine flags, and I stand with Ukraine, even though they don't even know where the country is on the map. Most of those same people, by the way, wanted to tell you and force you to wear one of these diapers on your face and tell you what you were going to get in your arm. Otherwise, you weren't going to be employed or travel or do anything. But I find it very interesting that around the same time this Ukraine thing started, here we go. International Council of Nurses Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. I'm just scrolling down the approved frames you can use in your profile picture. And if you don't know what a frame is, just go to one of your friends' accounts that has a goofy border around their photo. You'll see what I mean. But the only approved photos right now are United States government or Facebook or UNICEF or nurses. Nurses of Peace is allowed. But if you want to make a frame that just says, I love pandas, it's not allowed anymore. It has to be government approved. This is programming. It might seem innocent enough. Okay, they took away frames because there was some stuff on. Yeah, but there was a lot of cool stuff on there too. There was like Halloween frames and Christmas frames and, you know, different costuming groups. You know, if you're interested in costuming. I don't have anything in front of me, but like Star Wars stuff. You know, nerds, right? They like their costumes, and it had like, you know, the Legion's little banner down there, or, you know, whatever club you were in. It had their little logo. You can't do that anymore. It's not approved. It's all propaganda. And again, it's engineering this. It's doing this on purpose. If it's not approved, you're not allowed to see it. You're not allowed to be a part of it. This is the internet equivalent of book burning. And oh, that's an extreme. You jump to an extreme. Wow, you're out of your mind. No, I'm really not. Because they're controlling what you see, say, think, and do. Let's be clear on that. They're trying to control what you believe. That's a problem. Anyway, we get back to this YouTube article. Hiya. YouTube did not provide a breakdown of the deleted videos and channels, but Mohan said many of them were narratives that are coming from the Russian government or Russian actors on behalf. Where have we heard this story before? I don't know. The last 4 years of the Trump administration. Russia, Russia, Russia. Yeah, so if you post something that doesn't agree with YouTube's guidelines or their system or whatever they want to call it, their ministry of truth, you can get taken down. So if I say today, so help me, this video doesn't get struck down. If I say today, I don't know what's going on in the Ukraine, I don't know what's going on in Russia, I don't support either one of them. That's my opinion. But if it doesn't fit their narrative, which is support Ukraine, hey, I'm one of the videos that's taken down before you got a chance to see it. So just keep that in mind. That's how this is working. It has nothing to do with, they're making it sound like these people are out showing violent videos or something. That's not it. It's they're not following the narrative that they're supposed to. So we move on. Since Russia invaded Ukraine in February, YouTube has removed videos that described the war as a liberation mission, as well as a channel belonging to the pro-Kremlin journalist Vladimir Slavlivov. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend that I understand what that is, the pronunciation of that. With Russia banning the likes of Facebook and Instagram, YouTube remains one of its only major social media. Yeah, well, yeah. Look, I'm not saying Russia is the hero that some people are suggesting. Oh, yeah, he loves freedom. Sure he does. That's why very few of the Russians even understand what that really is. We had it at one point. We're losing it quickly. If you're not paying attention, we are losing it. The freedom you had 10 years ago is not the freedom you have today. But there's a chance to save that still. That goes to one of my videos that I'm working on, that I'm in editor's block on. Anyway, this is about the end of the video. Excuse me, it should be the end of the video too. It's not that complicated of a video tonight. But it's the end of the article here. The Insider has reached out to YouTube for comment. Read the original article on the Insider. That's great. So we'll post this. Let me copy and paste this really quick just so you guys have it. Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm fly by the seat of my pants. Just gonna bring it over here. I'm not your professional YouTuber that has all this stuff up in advance. I should though, huh? I don't blame you if you're fed up with me just over here typing on my computer while we're talking. So there's that. Now, there was something that piqued my curiosity. I don't know if we're going to cover it or not, but somebody posted something that I found. Yeah, discard changes. Let's see. See if I can find it. Probably not. Alright, I don't want to sit on here just staring at the screen all night. Let's see. I'll give it a couple more seconds. There it is. If I can find it and pull it up, good to go. If not... Okay, there we go. What is this? Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna flash this video on the screen for a couple seconds. Just for a couple seconds. This piqued my interest as well. So there was another incident, and this is going to be the narrative, just so you know. This is going to be the narrative for the next... Please, if you stuck around while I did my little pause click thing over here, thank you for staying. I want you to understand I do appreciate you. Because now I'm bringing up another important point. I'm going to flash a photo on the screen here. It's going to be on, off, maybe 2 seconds. I don't want it to be on here long, just in case, you know, the YouTube police. But this is a photo of the shooter in Texas. This is going to be your life until the midterms, so November. What you're going to be looking at is the created baby formula shortage, which it's created. This is not an accident. It was by design. You're going to see gas prices continue to spike. By the way, I get information, so I don't just follow red pill stuff. I go off into the woods all over the place. And one of the guys I follow is Scotty Kilmore, and he does car repair videos. And he had an excellent point in that the governments are trying to implement a all-electric vehicle, 100% electric vehicle by 2030. Elon Musk disagrees that that's even possible. But an interesting point got brought up that if you took all of Tesla's batteries, all of them, right now, that are in existence, it would only power New York City for 45 minutes. That's it. Just 45 minutes and then it's out. It's done. We do not have the capability to run said country with nothing but electrical cars. Oh, and let me just point this out. We have electric cars, and that's energy efficient. We're saving the planet. How do those cars get charged? I'm going to give you a second to respond. What do you need to power those vehicles? Oh, wait, is it electricity? Where does it come from? If you said coal or nuclear power plants, you're right. So we're not really doing anything to help the climate. We're not doing anything. We're making it worse because we're sending it to third world countries and having children mine for lithium, which is not only harmful to them but completely destructive to the environment. If you look at communities where lead was mined for, there's like 30 miles square area where those lead mines were. The water's just completely trash. Like, you can't drink out of those water supplies anymore. We're going to do that with lithium because we're saving the environment while using coal and nuclear power to charge your electric car. Which, by the way, if your electric car breaks down, they have to send a diesel-powered vehicle out to jump you. So, on that note, let's keep on rolling. But the narrative, okay, that's what I'm getting at. The narrative is going to be everything that the left wants you to be afraid of. Monkeypox. I want you to go watch, shoot. I'm going to have to bring up another YouTube here just to show you. I want you to go watch Terrence Popp. Okay. You're going to have to go to Rumble for this, guys. I want you to do this, though. It's worth the effort. So go to Terrence Popp on Rumble or Odyssey or MGTOW.tv or Twitch. You're not going to see this part on YouTube. Where's the latest video? It's going to be the latest video. It's going to be dated 5/24/22. I'm not seeing... Damn. I hate when it does this. It's not showing me Anyway, it's going to be dated 5/24/22. But this video talks about, and there was somebody that emailed in that had the article, and I would love to pick Blake's brain and figure out where this article came from. But it showed in 2020 or 2019 that there would be a monkeypox outbreak May 15th, 2022. Gee, that's crazy, because that was a year or two ago, or yeah, more than 2 years ago, that they predicted that. So interesting. And the article is dated. But yeah, so what you're going to see, and I'm rambling, I'm in the weeds, but this is a fun video, just roll with it. You're going to see a lot more shootings. It's playbook stuff. It's like textbook for them. They have no plays. They're like the Detroit Lions. They can't win a game to save their lives. They're more like the Cowboys. But, I'm sorry if I just lost a few viewers there because of your team preference. I'm very sorry for your choices is what I meant to say. But yeah, no, everybody knows their moves. They've got nothing up their sleeves that's new and unique. It's going to be gun violence and my body, my choice, and on and on and on and on. So what better opportunity to bring out another, I don't know, lockdown because you'll comply, because that's what they want you to do, because then they're going to get elected and then they're going to have the cure for you miraculously. By the way, it only affects monkeypox has only 80 to 100 reported cases at this time. Again, 5/24/22. And at this moment, it believes to have been started at a rave in Europe. I just want to be clear, without offending anyone, that it was a... I'm going to offend somebody no matter what. It was a pole smoker rave, okay? So they're saying that if you prefer men and you are a male, that you are more likely to get monkeypox. In other words, it's spreading sexually through anal intercourse. There's no way to say that without offending anybody. I'll just put it out there. If I did offend you, terribly sorry, is what it is. But the narrative is going to continue to go on, and the censorship with it. That's the whole point of this video, is the 70,000 videos and 9,000 channels deleted. You'll see a lot more of anybody that speaks out about the monkeypox. I'm sure this video will be banned just because I said the word out loud. Just like you can't say the coof, you know, the thing that made you get the jab and wear the mask. Can't say that anymore. I think I already said it in this video, but you're not allowed. You can't actually say it on YouTube or you get censored. And if you don't believe me, like I said, look around. There's plenty of people talking about it that haven't been banned already. But again, we go back to this shooter thing. That's what you've been waiting for. This is the important topic that's been taking me 20 minutes to get to. The photo I'm going to put up is very interesting. This individual doesn't fit the narrative at all. And the media is going to be really quick to cover this up. So what these guys do, there's shootings every day. Just let's be clear. And it sucks, and I'm sorry for the people that lose their lives. It's a terrible thing. But it happens every day. But when it's an election cycle, every 2 years, midterms and presidential elections, it trends upward in the news cycle. And if you're not following that by now, you're being, I don't know, brainwashed effectively, I guess. I don't know how else to put this. They want to take away your right to keep and bear arms, plain and simple. And if they can achieve that, look at the China lockdowns and the way those people are being treated right now. Look at the COOF lockdowns in Australia, the way the people were treated there. Just look at these situations throughout history. The first thing they do before genocide is disarm societies. That's what they're pushing. But again, if you're just a twat waffle with no brain, no thinking meat in here, you're going to go, oh, yeah, guns are bad. We should do something. It's common sense gun reform. If you don't care about the children that died, first off, fuck you. Oh, there was the first F-bomb. My bad. If you tell me that I don't care about lost life because I don't want the Second Amendment infringed upon, second one, fuck you. Plain and simple. Of course I care about lost life, but I know the consequences of taking away the one thing standing in the way of mass genocide, which is a lot more loss of life. So, next time you want to lecture someone on their freedoms, their right of free speech and their right to keep and bear arms, which are intertwined, one and the same, you need both, you lose it all. I want you to just realize that if it wasn't for the sensible, law-abiding citizens in this country who do keep and bear those arms lawfully, that do not go out and do anything like this, you'd be in bad shape. And you might be on the next train to the next chamber, if you get what I'm saying. Because historically, every government in history at some point goes insane. They all do. You don't need me to fact check this. Look it up. At some point, all governments go right off the rails. And the only thing stopping them right now is the fact that your neighbor is allowed to defend himself from a robber or a tyrannical government. There, I said it. There. Are you happy? Anyway, at this point, you've seen the photo. Interesting, right? Doesn't fit their narrative, does it? I don't think so, because he's not white. I mean, he's a male. I'll give him that. I mean, I'm not sure. Is he? Show that video up one more time. Is, or not video, photo. Is, I don't know. Zizzers? I don't know anymore, ladies and gentlemen, but all I know is that is not a Caucasian, and that may or may not be a man. It may be a transitioning individual. So, there's your shooter. This shit happens. But what they're going to try to do is find enough of your... They're going to say the NRA... Really? Did that photo look like an NRA supporter to you? Did it look like somebody involved in gun right advocacy? I don't think so. I might be going out on a limb here, but pretty sure no. But you're going to see a lot more of this. A lot more censorship. Again, I pointed out with the YouTube. I pointed out with Facebook. Twitter, you're now starting to see what happens when censorship is reeled back. Did you know that 46%? I'm going to just say roughly, but it was around 46. Roughly 46% of Biden's followers on Twitter were bots, fake, not real, fake. Anyway, the Twitter censorship is being reeled back, and you're starting to see a lot more conservative views, and conservatives are being followed like off the chain right now because of the fact that once Elon said, hey, let's do this, they stopped all their censorship. But Facebook and YouTube are notoriously bad at, if it doesn't fit their narrative, which is the liberal progressive, let's just call it what it is, domestic terrorist ideas, you get censored, removed, or banned. And I just said everything on here tonight. If I don't get banned, I'll be shocked. But, yeah. Like me, hate me, love me, loathe me. Red Pill Rhino, out.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and f*** all the doubters, they're just downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.